you are spending time doing all this, preaching this, you should be relaxing and do this or that. I see I'm very much motivated by people whom I meet in my life. One of them, is three here. One of them is Guy Kawasaki. Guy Kawasaki is a big venture capitalist. He was an Apple evangelist. When he gave a talk, he charged about $100,000 per hour. I managed to him personally, and I mentioned that I'm doing marketing to promote creativity innovation to the ordinary people. Thank you. And then I got his book, and he said, Ghazi changed the world. Wow, big line. Normal minds say, for Ghazi, one individual can change the world. But actually what I'm saying is, we can change the world if we make the first step. And I think we are on that first step with Mara by creating that club creativity university Mara. You cannot change the entire world, but you start making changing within yourself, within your department, within your organization, and within the bigger environment. I think we can cause a change. So that is why thank you very much. And the art of the staff talks about combining the art aspect of the science. If you're very strong in science, you must also appreciate the art and apply whatever the art tells you. If you're very strong in art, you must also learn more about science to appreciate the fundamentals and the teachings of science, combine that and become more creative. For that reason, the creativity mission group in the world recognized Leonardo da Vinci as the icon for creativity innovation. Why? His birthday, 15th April, is taken as the day of celebration. Why? Because he's a poet, he's an artist, he's a scientist, he's a thinker, innovator, and inventor, all in one. So that is symbolic of the whole thing. Second, I like this man, Richard Branson. I'm sure you know. Who in Malaysia uses Richard Branson as a model and is very successful? Name one? So? Tony Fernandez. More direct. I tanya Richard Branson. He's the man, very action-oriented, apart from the line that they get the business streetwear, adventure of a global entrepreneur. Okay. A global entrepreneur always starts the day by things to do. He even printed in his book, things to do. I like this because we have been preaching to our people. You get up on a day, a fresh day, take a fresh notebook, you carry a notebook, and write what you have to do today. And then get organized yourself and be innovative instead of fresh. And lastly, the Olympics. This book tells about Olympics is not only related to physical. You know, the history of Olympics, you run, you lawan, energy. But there's one bright professor called Professor Alan Snyder, who actually started Center for the Mind in the University of Sydney, a collaboration between the University of Sydney and National University of Australia based in Canberra. I visited him, and I was impressed by reading his website, because he was very innovative in the sense that he was one during the Olympics in Australia. He went up to the Prime Minister, Hughes at the time, and said, hey, do you know, sir, you are organizing, Australia is organizing Olympics of strength, physical. We want to organize Olympics of the mind. To cut the story short, he managed to convince the Prime Minister, while physical Olympics happening, he invited all the great thinkers around the world to go to Melbourne, have a session, discuss on certain topics and themes, and all their thoughts are documented in this book. 50 extraordinary individuals share their insights. So, model along this, for example, Club Creativity University, Mara, we can start thinking, I'm just dropping the subject. We can start thinking of creating our own Olympics of the mind. We can brand it differently. To come up with what makes a champion. Meaning, to make a champion is up here. That's why he has also autographed something here that he thought I'm championing creativity innovation. So with that, I wrap up whatever I'd like to share. Maybe just at the very end. Yeah. So there's a reminder date for my colleague. Maybe this is just a thought from me. I will share this with you, Dr. Sri. Perhaps when I was saying the MRSM Besut activity can innovasi muda, we can have it immediately because it's relatively simple. We got the program. What we do it now is February the 25th. We can do it in first week of March. We can do it in first week of March. Besut can be one. But you have done also a lot of activities in the Sud. It can be another one, but where you give the keynote address. Yes, I think this is a good profiling activity. This is a reminder. I have to remind if I miss something. Just food for thought. The next one is not the next one. It's not high mind. So thank you. So anyway, just this is a thought, but. Again, we are a few minutes early before we get break for lunch. Can I just open up again in case anybody has got any comments, suggestions, or something? At the very end, last, after your comments and input, I would like to humbly ask Yang Muhammad Dato' C8H himself to close this session. But before that, just the others, in case you have, while I'm talking, you come with new thoughts and whatever. So please open for discussion. Yes. So kalau tak ada apa-apa, as a last exercise, I like to humbly. Yeah, sure.
The other day, Teku was proposing London Club to be as green. So the city that doesn't propose this key. So for me, today that is really probably decide which name should be used for club.
Tapi kalau dia guna kering apa semua ni, hilang kreativiti. Dia tahu apa.
Sebab kita
kreativiti
lah. It's too long.
Club kreativiti. Marah cukup. Tapi kreativiti jangan short form. You start doing short form, kita tak nampak. We want to properly establish that it's creativity that's important. Jangan lupa short form. Club kreativiti marah. Cerita lama ni nak short form, acronym.
Because Dato' Ghazali was mentioning the word key. KKIM.
KKIM. Full version.
Innovation. KKIM.
Itu dah terdapat kat sini.
I think you maintain creativity lah, so that gets to the mind.
Yeah. Park straight away. There's no doubt about it.
Tak ada fikir apa dia.
It is very true. It's like a shell. The mind is a white shell. Shell ingat that's station. Kita fikir shell yang di tengah road. So ini, that's to say, got a point. Club creativity, nothing else. Bukan? Nanti kita kompleks, apa lagi, cream, ice cream, so.
Tapi mana dengan tu? Club Remaja Islam Malaysia.
I see.
KRIN.
It's already used.
Yeah, probably he was just proposing something. Probably we use the word KKRIN, cream.
You start using KKRIN. Creativity, kita tak guna perkataan creativity tu. So it sticks to your mind all the time.
Yeah.
Cream on the cream. That was his special.
Like, program like.
Yeah. Any other thing? Thank you for the just comment. Any other thing?
So